ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां यदविद्याविलासेन भूतभौतिकसृष्टयः तं नौमि परमात्मानं सच्चिदानन्दविग्रहम्. Okay, any questions, clarifications on what we did last time? Oh, pretty straightforward. Okay. So, is summing up the idea now. Okay. He says, Tatra, this is important to note, okay, this part of it. Tatra nididhyasanam Brahma sakshatkare sakshatkaranam. Okay, this is a Bhamati school. Many academicians, if you're discussing with them, they follow this school. Okay, Brahma sakshatkare nididhyasanam is sakshatkaranam. Contemplation is the direct means for self-knowledge. Remember, this contemplation is nididhyasana, not just quietening the mind. Okay? Quietening the mind and you will know the truth is Neo Vedanta. Okay? That's completely off the point. Okay? This at least has some point in it, okay? Which we saw last time, that unless your samskaras etc. are negated, knowledge will not take place. Remember, he said the vision you will get, to sum up what we did last time, the vision you get with Shravanam, but then you may have, it may be full of doubts etc. So what does Shravanam do? Tatparya Nishchaya. Shravanam tu Tatparya Nishchaya. Shadlinga Vicharaihi Tatparya Nishchaya Bhavati. You are sure this is the Tatparya of the Shastra. Advaite Brahmani Tatparya. Okay. But then you can have doubts. Doubts will come because of, first, your own experience. Because every experience of yours is contrary to the vision of the truth. Why is it contrary to the vision of the truth? Thoda maybe a question pushta hu. Since nobody is asking me questions today, let me ask questions. Why is it so contrary?
It has duality. Every experience has duality.
So, now, why is the duality existing?
We have given reality to the duality. And
yeah, but why is the duality there in the first place?
Because I take myself to be the body and mind.
Because?
I take myself to be the body and mind.
But to take yourself as a body and mind, there should be duality first, no?
Because of ignorance.
Because of ignorance.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I am ignorant of Russian. I don't know Russian.
Yeah. So this ignorance is different, Swamiji. I know that I am, I don't know what I am. That is it.
So I know it sounds like Russian, but I don't know any details of Russian. What is the difference?
It's a partial ignorance.
No. You all are forgetting fundamental point, adhyasaha.
I said, Swami.
Yeah, you said it, I know. But I skipped it because I wanted to see how many others will say it.
But you sure know how to weave circles around us.
थोड़ा करना पड़ता है ना, फिर ही मननम होता है. That is called mananam. That is called mananam.
Absolutely.
Because of adhyasa, experientially, every experience of mine is other than what the Shastra says. Remember, the adhyasa is the most important thing here. Yeah. There is no samsara without adhyasa. There is no learning also without adhyasa. Yeah. So, this is my experience. Then from other people's experience also the doubts can come. Other people will come and talk to you. What you are talking about? Ananda, etc. My whole life has been miserable. You should look at my horoscope. It looks more like a horoscope. अरे बराबर है ये इसको कैसा यू आर आनंदा बोल सकते हैं? देयर एक्सपीरियंस, देयर अध्यासा, प्लस वॉट यू रीड एंड हियर, all the books that you read, all the asampradaya with teachers that you listen to. J. Krishnamurti, for example. No learning, no teaching, nothing. Nobody can teach you about awareness. Osho said the same thing. Nobody can teach you awareness. But the awareness they are talking about is how awareful you are of the surroundings, what is happening inside, etc. That nobody can teach you, but they can help you cultivate it. But the awareness, consciousness we are talking about is something else. Or you will talk about transcending the mind, another doubt comes up. The truth can never be defined. Truth defined is truth defiled. We said that. They are borrowing it and building up on that. But having said that, we define it. Satyam jnanam anantam brahma yo veda nihitam guhayam so ashnute sarvan kaman saha. Complete definition. But we use lakshana for it. But you hear to all these things. You hear. Or a modern guru saying Shastra, etc. will interfere with your understanding of the truth. You should have direct experience. Such Brihaspatis are floating around. So you hear them, you read their works. अभी क्या करेगा? Mananam. You have to negate all this, no? Doubts come from your experience, other people's experience, what you hear, what you write, what you read, all these things. Doubts have to be retrieved, negated. I would say it's a very important step, which people don't do enough of. Then nididhyasanam, because your mind doesn't remain steady on the truth. क्या करेगा? Samskaras pull you away. In this you are forgetting one statement that the Shastra has made. Vishyaha vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha. Gitayam, 2nd chapter. If you don't feed the Vishyas with the habit of this thing will drop off. Rasa varjyam, but the rasa is inside. It is the rasa that is pulling your mind here and there. No? Arey, that holiday was so much, yaar. What a great thing. मेरे को और जाने का उधर. पैसा नहीं है. ठीक है, नहीं जाएगा. पैसा नहीं तो कैसे जाएगा? I mean, how many of us middle class people can afford a foreign holiday every year? I mean, somewhere close by is different, where you can drive down or something. But from India, you're going to Alaskan cruise. Beautiful. Some of you have been on an Alaskan cruise? No, I've sailed those waters as a sailor. So that's a different thing. Now, that money you don't have, you are not going, but the rasa is there inside you. So anyone says holiday, your mind will go there. But they are forgetting one thing when you are saying it can be removed only in nididhyasanam. Last time I So how in Nididhyasanam you are removing this? But there is another statement. Rasopi param drishtva nivartate. वो स्टेटमेंट है क्या नहीं उधर? विषयाः विनिवर्तन्ते निराहारस्य देहिनः रसवर्जम रसोपि परम दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते. The vision of the truth that you are Ananda will negate your rasaha, because why is your rasa? Based on a value judgment that is giving you Ananda, whereas the vision is you are Ananda. So Swami Dayanji used to say, all these people want to roam around here and there, na? All restless minds. इधर जाने को उधर जाने, restless minds. All devastas, all tirtha sthanas are near. सत्य ज्ञानम अनंतम ब्रह्म अहम अस्मि इति और क्या चाहिए? In the beginning it may help some tirtha, this, that, etc. So for the sake of my students I used to do it every year. Badri, Kedar जाओ, गंगोत्री, यमुनोत्री जाओ. ठीक है, अच्छा ही है. So this is what we said. Now, after having said that, which to an extent we accept the need for meditation in people's lives. Why? Because as I said, we are not Uttamadhikaris. Viveka, Vairagya, Shat Sampatti, Mumukshutvam. Thora shaky hai. Either all of them are a little shaky, or one or two are strong, others are a bit shaky. Normally, Samadama Uparati is shaky. Normally when I'm in my observation, Sama, Damaha, Uparati. These three are the shaky things. Yeah. So if that is taken care of, a lot will help. Okay. Mumukshutvam also shaky, thoda. The Tivra Mumukshutvam is not there. You know what is Tivra Mumukshutvam? No, I told you the story before. Paramananda Guru and Ananda Chela are going for their morning bath in the river. So as they are walking, the Ananda Sishya is asking his Guru, Maharaj, how come I am not gaining moksha? I have been with you for so much. Ananda, I don't feel anything. Guru smiles. By that time they reach the river. So they knock off their clothes, etc., get into the river. And the Guru thoda hatta-katta admi hai. He grabs the Sishya by the scruff of his neck and pushes him down into the water. My Guru is so nice, he is actually dipping me into the river. But then upar ki taraf, he is trying to come up, the Guru is holding him down. He is struggling. When the struggle is getting weaker, the Guru pulls him out. Maharaj, why did you do this? When you were down there, under the water, what did you want? Air, just to breathe. When your mumukshutvam is like that, that day you will gain knowledge. Thoda arthavada hai, exaggeration. Okay. But the tivra mumukshutvam, thoda nahi hai. It will be nice if I can get moksha. So, because we don't have all that, okay, that's why I am saying, in these 3-4 things only, Viveka Vairagya in today's world, most of us have it. Certain objectivity, etc. is there. The objectivity may be a little shaky when it comes to our children, or when it comes to our parents. Both ways. Thoda shaky ho jata hai. You're not objective enough. Because of all the media images, may, ma, who business, all that. It's very strong. Yeah. So, if these things are fine, Shravana Matra. But here he is saying, no, Nididhyasanam is also necessary. True, because these things are shaky, we need nididhyasana. That much is accepted. But this statement, Brahma Sakshatkare Sakshat Karanam, is what we dispute. But the Bhamati school presents it like that. Okay. But look at it. He has got a Shastra Pramanam also for it, which is also acceptable. Te dhyana yogena anugataha apashyan devatma shaktim sarva gune nigudam sarva gunehi nugudam, hidden in all the gunas. Hidden in all the gunas means swayam nirgunaha. Na? If a diamond is hidden in the straw, is the straw a part of the diamond? No. No. So, sarva gunehi nigudam, free from that, okay? Hidden by all the gunas, but dhyana yoga anugataha pashyan, dhyana yogena pashyan. Now the difference is here he is taking sakshatkara, direct knowledge happens in. Now what is sakshatkara? Oh, again. Okay, sakshat akarha iti, directly to know. All of you are going to have a sakshatkara of the pen now, no? Sakshatkara, direct knowledge. No doubt, know this thing. No? He says this happens in dhyanam according to some teachers. He says dhyana yoga, anugataha, apashyan, they see it. But for nididhyasanam, now look at how they are building it up. Nididhyasane cha mananam hetu. For nididhyasanam, mananam becomes the cause. Why? Akrita mananasya arthadhardya bhavena tad vipiriyaka nididhyasana ayogad. Why is mananam hetu? Because akrita mananasya, he has not done enough mananam. Therefore the knowledge itself is shaky, it got full of doubts. Then what are you going to make firm? What are you going to make firm? Your knowledge is full of doubts. So you are going to contemplate on the knowledge full of doubts and make that firm over. You don't have to make it firm, it's already there with you. Do you have to make Dvaita firm, the knowledge of Dvaita firm or the knowledge of Advaita firm? Dvaita, you don't have to make it firm, because it's already firm with you. No? In fact, because it's firm with you, those doubts to the Advaitic vision is coming up. Therefore, if there are doubts, how can you do Nididhyasanam? So, aham brahmasmi iti, aham brahmasmi, katam. Anandoham, or anandoham, I am miserable here. For the youngsters, just try, or even for the older people. You had a massive fight with your wife, massive, or with your daughter, or with your son, and now go immediately after that, try to do Nididhyasana and tell me what is happening. What will happen? Tell me. Spashtam, no? Isn't it clear? Yeah. Okay. Therefore, if there are doubts, okay, dardya bhavena tad vishayaka nididhyasana ayogat. Therefore, unless your mind is free from doubts, you cannot do nididhyasanam. This is also correct. He is correct in this much. Manananecha shravanam hetu. For mananam, shravanam is the hetu. Why? Shravana abhavena tatparya anischayena shabda jnana bhavena shruti artha vishayaka yukta ayukta nishya anukula manana ayoga. Suna hi nahi. I have not listened only. If you have not listened to the truth, do you have tatparya nishya? Do you know what is the tatparya of the Shastra? ये शास्त्र क्या होता है? No, I am an uneducated guru. There is no uneducated guru, there are only uneducated louts. Okay. Yeah. Shastra is not there means what? Where is your vision? Okay. Tatparya is not there. And Shabda Jnana Abhavena. If you don't have Shabda Jnanam, he says, Shruti Artha Vishya, the Shruti Artha, the meaning of the Shruti. Is it Yuktam? Is it proper? Is it Ayuktam? Itya Nishya Anukula Manana Yoga. On what are you doing Mananam about? You have not heard about Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi, you have not heard. Tattvamasi, you have not heard. Okay? Your limitless consciousness, you have not heard. Then what Mananam are you going to do? What is my neighbor up to? I have only heard physics, so I can say, what is a fundamental building block? Is a fundamental building block finally a string or what is it? Or is it a particle? How can a particle be a string? That Mananam you can do. Because thoda suna hai. Therefore, Shruti Tatparyam you cannot. Without Shravanam.
Swamiji, I have a question.
Shoot.
So, if things like your samskaras, your conditioning and all, would it be right to say that they get resolved in Mananam?
Yeah.
Or
A lot of it get resolved in Mananam. Some of it, okay. There can be doubts on one side and habitual behavior on another side. So, the doubt can come from a samskara. A habitual behavior also comes from samskara. So, the doubt part of it is resolved in Mananam. Habitual behavior is broken in Nididhyasana.
yeah, got it.
Laddu, remember that old example? The poor rich man. Yeah. You all remember the story, isn't it? Poor rich man. That is the thing. Okay. All right. Therefore, he says, that means what? For Nididhyasanam, you should have done Mananam. For Mananam, you should have done Shravanam. This much is common in both the schools. Okay? This much is common in both. Etani trini api jnana utpattau karanani kedit acharyaha uchire. This is what some acharyas are talking about. Practically speaking, we accept it except for one point, that Brahma Sakshatkara happens in Nididhyasana. Okay? The traditional viewpoint is Brahma Sakshatkara happens in Shravanam. But the problem is, you don't get it. That's why some class you'll feel, my God, what a class it was. It was so crystal clear. Okay? Others don't feel the same. You feel. Some other class, somebody else says the same thing. Meaning what? In different classes, different people are getting the sakshatkara, that inside, this is it. Karke. It is clicking for them. To use a modern expression, it is clicking for them in Shravanam. Once you accept that, then you can say, Mananam Ityadi is necessary because I have so much of doubts. The vision was there, but the doubts are so much. I am questioning my vision. Why? As I said, because of samskaras, because of experiences, because of reading, hearing, all those things. Then Nididhyasanam, which is true, is not meant for Brahma Sakshatkara, but Vipirita Buddhi. To take care of Vipirita Buddhi. Dehatma Buddhi. your conditionings. Samskara born conditionings. Habitual errors, in other words, habitual patterns of thinking. You all go back to meat and potatoes thinking. Sorry, in India we'll have to say dal roti thinking. Commonplace, क्या खाएगा? दाल रोटी, और क्या खाएगा? Curd rice thinking if you are South Indian. Meaning the same pattern. We all have patterns of behavior, patterns of thinking, which are contrary to the Shastric vision. See, only those patterns of thinking, behaving, which is contrary to Aham Brahmasmi or I am Ananda, has to be negated. Not others. You have a habit of regularly exercising. Is that contrary to the vision of the truth? Why are you doing it? No, I want to make my life longer. Then it is a bit contrary. I want to keep my body fit. Yaar. Instrument hai na. If I can keep my car fit, I can keep my body also fit. Then not a problem. It is not contrary to the vision. No, contrary to the vision. So, if a habit or a pattern is not contrary towards it, you have a habit of singing and you sing well, unlike me. If you are singing like me, you better keep quiet. It is not contrary to the vision, but it will be contrary for a lot of people. It is not contrary to them. What's the problem? That behavior is not an issue. Without singing, I don't feel anything. Then there is a problem. Learn to feel without singing. Then there is an issue there, not otherwise. Habit does not become a conditioning, it will not contradict the truth. Yeah. But a habitual pattern is a conditioning. Because for lifetimes I have lived with the idea I am the body. I am the mind and body is something that is well entrenched for lifetimes. The ignorance that caused it is gone in a flash of learning. Habit may have to be broken. So, nididhyasana. You may forget this knowledge when you are doing with your day-to-day activities. Class में सब आनंद आया. बाहर, the moment you see your neighbor, दुखी भवति, क्रोधितो भवति, all anger comes up. Relax, reva de. That's why you have to learn to say reva de. It's a good expression that I am hijacking from the Gujaratis. Okay. So, there you need that nididhyasanam. Now, this is even the idea of nishtha is not fully accepted in traditional thinking, but experientially we find it. Do you have some nishtha in the knowledge? Hai na. Anything compared to Ramana's nishtha? No. Ramana's nishtha was. So, like that, thoda तारतम्यम ऊपर नीचे हो जाता है. Okay, nishtha will always grow on you. The nishtha I had when I started teaching to now, oh my God, what difference? Naturally, 20 years from today, of course, a greater nishtha. Yeah, bound to happen, no? Even though there is no senior junior, I don't accept too much of the senior junior thing. Little bit for practical purposes I accept, but not otherwise. Yeah. जो तीनों काल अतीत है उसको सीनियर जूनियर किधर से आया? Was beyond the 3 periods of time. What are you talking of senior junior? Though when someone is speaking idiotically, I'll say, hey, reva de. Okay? You just come into Vedanta. When I started studying Vedanta, you are not even born. The fact is, he is never born. But sometimes I say that to some idiots to pull them up a bit. That's a different thing. That's a different thing. Yeah. But all his arguments about Shravanam and Nidhyasanam is practically acceptable, except the fact that Sakshatkara takes place in Nidhyasanam. Now, experiential wise, some people do get that Sakshatkara in meditation, okay, in contemplation. Buddha Ityadi example, for which I gave you that example of the joke clicking. My friend who was dropping me home after the party, he started laughing when I am keeping quiet. The joke I said there, it didn't click for him then, it clicked for him now. So that can happen. But what created that laughter? Him understanding what I said. So again it's Shravanam that has worked. Even if the knowledge clicks in Nidhyasanam, it works because you heard. Yeah, Karthik, you have a question?
Swamiji, if Nishtha is something that grows with time,
Yeah.
then, I guess, how much Nishtha would be considered adequate for Jivan?
A difficult question, really speaking, because if you are having this knowledge at the back of your mind through your day-to-day activities, fine, that's enough. But you also notice that somebody like Ramana had far greater Nishtha. So, that Nishtha is to enjoy your Jivan Mukti avastha. How much are you going to enjoy Jivan Mukti? That will depend on your Nishtha. No? Yeah. Though every wise person may stumble once in a way. Like how you stumble when you walk. You have been walking for 30, 40 years. That doesn't mean you won't stumble. होता है कभी कभी. Does that mean you don't know how to walk? क्या 50 साल का बुढ़ा हो गया अभी तक चलने नहीं सीखा. Can you say that? Just because he stumbled or even he fell, can you say that? Nah. Same thing. Okay. But don't bother too much of the Nishtha part, okay? Just keep working on the knowledge. That's all. Shravanam, main thing. Back it up with Mananam and Nididhyasana. Okay. Now, okay, Kechid Acharya Uchire. Some Acharyas talk about it like that. The difference only in Brahma Sakshatkara, whether it takes place in Shravanam or Nididhyasanam. According to the Bhamati school, it is in Nididhyasanam. According to the Vivarna school, it is in Shravanam itself. It's also very interesting to note on the sideline. This is not a rule, but on the sideline, okay? There is no rule like this. Most people who follow the Bhamati school are Grahasthas, academicians, etc. Because Bhamati is a really scholarly work, it's not written by just ordinary person. Yeah. I told you the story of how he wrote that. No? Bhamati is a commentary on Shankara's Bhashya on Brahma Sutras. Shankara's Bhashya on the Brahma Sutras itself is pretty Gambiram. On that, Vachaspati Mishra wrote as commentary on the commentary, Tika. Okay. That is called Bhamati. So this champion started writing it on the day he got married. The day, very good. Yeah. He started writing. And it was so involving, he wrote and he wrote and he wrote and he wrote. Finally, he closed the book. I said all that I wanted to say. Only title is remaining. Then he looked up and he found a middle-aged lady standing next to him. He says, "Who are you?" This was too much for her to take. Until now, she was okay. So she says, "Durbhagyavati tava bharya." I am the unfortunate one who is your wife. You have ignored me for 20 years. You took 20 years to write this thing. And I have been doing your seva. I have been looking after the home, this, that, food, clothing, shelter. Everything has been available for you for 20 years. And now you are saying, "Who are you?" All that is not mentioned. Only what is mentioned is Durbhagyavati tava bharya. But understanding, some understanding of woman, I am sure thoda sunaya rahega wo. And I wouldn't blame her for that. I mean, I don't know how much she would have said, shopping nahi leke gaya, ye nahi leke gaya. I don't know. Thoda kuch bhi sunaya rahega. And by that time, it is too late for her to have a child. Okay. Too late for her to have a child also. So, child you have so that your line continues, now your name continues. That's one of the reasons. So, he said, okay, I will call this by her name. So, he called it Bhamati. Someone like this, I don't know for his nishtha whether he needed to contemplate or not. Who starts writing the commentary on his wedding day, the idiot should not have got married. With all my respects to Vachaspati Mishra, I would say he should not have got married only. Anyway, that apart, it's a great soul. So many of the people who follow that parampara are grahasthas. I noticed this. Okay. Whereas almost everyone who follows the Vivarna Paddhati are sannyasis. Okay. There is no fixed rule, but generally tendency is like this. Okay. Anandagiri, the author of Vivarna Pramaya Sangraha, etc., all of them are sannyasis. Okay. So somebody came up with an argument. What is the argument? The argument is that sannyasis have got greater adhikaritvam. Sannyasis have got greater adhikaritvam. That's why for them Shravanam alone is enough. A grahastha doesn't have that much of adhikaram because there are too many distractions in his life. Therefore, he gets it only in Nididhyasana. There is no rule like that. This is his theory, and because I have heard this theory, I am repeating it so that you don't fall for it when you hear it. Okay? There is no rule like that. Okay? There I have seen sannyasis without any adhikaritvam. Yeah, among my own batchmates I have seen that. Sannyasis without adhikaritvam, and I have seen grahasthas with adhikaritvam also. Great amount of adhikaritvam. Both are there. Sannyasis with adhikaritvam, without adhikaritvam. Grahasthas with adhikaritvam and without adhikaritvam. Both I have seen. Yeah. So there is no rule like that. So this is just a theory, and that's all. It is just a theory. Somebody thought about it and said it. That guy definitely did not have adhikaritvam. I know that. Even though the guy who said it was a sannyasi. Why you say, Bada Ram Kahani hai, I don't want to say it. All right. Then he says, Aparetu, others. Others is the Vivarna school. Shravanam Pradhanam. Shravanam Pradhanam. Shravanam is the main thing. That means what? Brahma Sakshatkara takes place in Shravanayana. You get that. That's why we say in modern these days that you get the vision in Shravanam. Sakshatkara, vision in Shravanam. Manana Nididhyasanastu Shravanat Prachinayoho api Shravana Phala Brahma Darshana nivartakataya arada upakarattvaya angatvam mityahu. What is this arada upakara? Okay. Manana nididhyasanam. Manana and nididhyasanam. Shravanat prachinayoho. Even though it is after Shravana. See, the idea is, in the previous one, it is a build-up on Shravanam. Correct? You first listen, then you build up more, then you build up. This is what generally happens in life. No? Like if you are looking at, say, physics. First you have a theory, Shravanam. Then you have experimental verification. Then how to integrate it into practical applications. So, the later one is a build-up on the former one. This is how the Bhamati school is taking it. But the Vivarna school is saying, no, Shravanam Pradhanam. Therefore, even though Mananam and Nididhyasana is Prachinam, comes afterwards, okay? Prachinayopi, Shravana Phala Brahma Darshana Nivartakataya Arada Upakarataya Angatvam Tyahu. They have an Angatvam. Shravanam is Angi, the main thing. Manan and Nididhyasanam are Angas, limbs. What do? Arada Upakaratvam. They are indirectly helpful or directly helpful. They are accessories. Whatever you gained in Shravanam, these two help it. These two help it. Why? Because Shravanam, you have done Shravanam, they can doubt, say, therefore a lot of Mananam to remove those doubts. Vision has got, but that vision is clouded. Mananam, doubts are not there, but I don't feel, I still behave as though I am samsari. Sit down, contemplate, own up the knowledge, be a Rasagulla. Be a Rasagulla. Yeah. Why? Because that's what you are doing, na? Nididhyasana means that. Therefore, Mananam and Nididhyasanam is helpful in a secondary manner. Primary is Shravanam. Why? In the first one, you will have to make a rule. What is the rule? After Shravanam, Mananam, after Mananam, Nididhyasanam. Only then knowledge is complete. Vivarne asmad niyama nasti. This niyama is not there. Why? Manana purvakam api. Atma sakshatkara darshana. There are people who don't have doubts. When the doubt comes, they can answer it fat karke. No problem. You ask them any question. Nididhyasana problem is also not there because they have lived a life of so much of integrity. The guy used to smoke. And someone told him, hey, all these problems, and he showed him all the pictures, this, that, how it can cause cancer, research, fact, etc. And the fingers opened up and the cigarette dropped. Along with the cigarette packet, along with the lighter, and he walked away. Abhi itna integrity hai to. Yeah, because the moment you know it, you put it into your life. It flows into your life. If nobody has that much of integrity in my experience, okay? Speaker included. When I started studying, I didn't have that integrity. But if you have that, then why is Nididhyasanam necessary? What you know will flow into your life. No? You know, Am Ananda Swarupaha. Therefore, always Ananda. Dukkha lesham api nasti. Therefore, Ananda will go through happy experiences, Ananda will go through sad experiences, always Ananda. Such a person doesn't require Mananam and Nididhyasanam. Therefore, Mananam and there is no rule that you have to do Mananam and Nididhyasanam. Swamiji, thank you. I don't have to do anything. Na? I just keep attending class. Then I'll have to start pushing. Some of my South Bombay students found that the hard way. Because then the teacher becomes confrontative. Half the class ran away, which I'm okay with. थोड़ा संस्कार मिल गया बस हो गया, संस्कार मिल गया ना, अच्छा ही है। अगला लाइफ टाइम देखिएगा. Some of them stayed. They will get it in this lifetime itself. Why? Because I pushed them, I challenged them, and they are doing it, rising up to the challenge. Good. Are you getting the idea where the whole thing goes? Therefore, arad upakaratva, secondary sense. I'll never get tired of talking of it because remember this, supporting arguments, okay? What is the problem? What is the problem of samsara? Sashi, did you have a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to know the meaning of Shravana Parachindino.
After Shravanam. Yeah. Parachinaha api. Prachinaha api. Parachinayoho. Not prachinam, parachina. After. After it happening, yeah. Now, what is the problem in Vedanta? What is the source of the samsara?
Feeling limited.
Adhyasa and avidya, correct? So, what do you, if the problem is adhyasa, what do you tackle? Adhyasa you tackle or avidya you tackle?
Avidya.
Why? Why avidya? Why not adhyasa? Because adhyasa is causing the problem, no?
Because you're knocking it off at the root.
Karana nashe karya nashaha. That's the idea. Karana nashe karya nashaha iti paribhasha. If you destroy the karanam, the cause, the effect is gone. Effect is gone. So take care of the cause. So avidya has to be taken care of. How will you take care of avidya? You have to bring in knowledge. Exactly. Vritti jnanam. Vritti jnanam ajnana nashana karanam. Correct? You need vritti jnanam. For vritti jnanam, what do you need? Pramana vyapara. Understand steps. Don't miss out on any of them, okay? For vritti jnanam, you need pramana vyapara. Using a pramana. Here pramana is what? The Shastra, Upanishadam, Purusham. The Upanishad, etc. is the Shastra.
Shastra.
So, if Upanishad is the Shastra, what is the nature of the Upanishad? Shabdatmakam. Correct or not? Upanishad made of words. So, where is the pramana used? Where does the pramana operation takes place?
Shravana.
In Shravanam. You are not using the pramana, the teacher is using the pramana, okay? You are just exposing yourself to the pramana. So the pramana operation takes place in Shravanam. So if pramana operation takes place in Shravanam, where should the knowledge take place? Shravanam. Therefore, Shravanam Pradhanyam. Correct? The logic is very clear or not? Step by step.
Which happens in Shravanam, as you said.
Yeah,
earlier.
step by step. Understand this. So if someone says it took place in meditation, he is an exception to this for various reasons. Okay? That's why I bring in that tube light joke, my friend joke. You know? Yeah. He didn't understand it at the party, he understood it when he was driving me home. So, If the pramana operation is in Shravanam, knowledge has to take place in Shravanam alone. And believe me, it takes place. However unprepared your mind is, the strength of the traditional teaching, the Sampradayika teaching is such that you will get an insight. Sometime or other you will get an insight. I admire the tenacity of one of my students, South Bombay student. I admire her tenacity. After about a few years in one of the camps, she told me, Swamiji, first 2 years of me attending your class, I did not understand a thing. Nothing, said nothing. It was all so strange. And you speak so fast also. So I did not understand a thing. Then I said, what made you stick? If 2 years you are not understanding and you are sticking to it, there's something. He said, somewhere I knew that this would give me what I am looking for. Somewhere I trusted. I said, this is Deva Anugraha Meva, nothing else. I am not someone who will inspire that type of trust. In fact, people become skeptical when they meet me. Yeah, because I am very unconventional in my functioning. So people are generally skeptical. Yeah. Whereas if they see somebody wearing a namam and big Rudraksha beads outside the kurta, you want to wear Rudraksha, the Rudraksha is supposed to touch your skin. Why don't you wear it inside? Why are you wearing it outside? Bada Rudraksha mala, Angavastram, sorry, Maharashtrians, Upavastram, Uttariyam. And you go and greet him. He won't say hello. He won't say what's up. So Om or Hari Om. Ah, ye Mahatma. But this lady stuck. And in time, in Shravanam itself, she was getting it. It took time. Even someone so unprepared like that, she had only one quality: perseverance. To perceive until you know. Atato Brahma Jignasaha. Jignasa Sabdasya Jnana Paryantam iti Adeshaha. The Jignasa is that force. Patum Ichha Pipasaha. So that desire to drink water, how long it will be there with you? Until you drink. No? Therefore, similarly, Jignasa Jnatum Ichha. Jnana Paryantam. That was there by some Purva Janma Sukrutam. Grace, Purva Janma. So she stuck to it. I can't imagine anybody sticking to someone not understanding anything for 2 years. I mean, not understanding anything I can understand is an exaggeration. Some things you would have understood. Huh? Yeah. All of us also, no? First class, did we understand everything? No. But it struck a chord somewhere. So you stuck. It challenged your belief somewhere. So instead of walking away, you stuck. One of my students, I remember her husband and daughter telling me, oh my God, for 1 hour after Mama comes from the class, I can't talk to her. No one can talk to her. She's all so much of all that thing. Why? Because belief systems are being challenged and you're sticking to it instead of getting upset and walking away. That's great. That's a great thing. So somewhere something is working in Shravanam. When I first listened to Swamiji, I only understood Ishvara. Though he had, in that first, this thing itself, I know he had unfolded the whole truth, but I only understood Ishvara, nothing more. I must have been 17, 18 at that time. That's all I understood. But that is enough for me to go through traumatic experiences and come out unscathed. Swamiji, you didn't have PhD and all. What is that? Ishvara Jnanam is there, Prasada is there, everything is there. What PhD you are talking about? Kuch nahi hai. It doesn't exist. Later on I realized it exists for others, not for me. What traumatic experience? Kuch nahi hai. Ishvara Anugraham is there, kuch all that gone. But somewhere it helped. No? So that help means what? It matured you out. When you matured out and you heard again, what happens? Wow, this is it. Jnanam. So jnanam directly connected with adhikaritvam. But even if adhikaritvam is there, is not complete, still you will get insights into it because of the way the traditional teaching is geared. There I am 100% traditional, no compromise. So in that, jnanam shravana matram. But because of certain issues, if you need mananam and nidhyasanam, use it. Shravanam pradhanim. This is a very important thing. The whole crux of traditional Vedanta is based on this. Though we accept that in certain cases, it clicks in nidhyasana. We accept that. We are inclusive enough to understand that. Understand some people's life experiences. This is how it happened. Though they may stick to it and say, no, only meditation, I will get it. That is their foolishness, their lack of understanding, their lack of commitment to the truth and the process. They are not understanding what happened in their own minds. Okay. And just because of some reason, certain things clicked in you in Nidhya. Some insight, some meditation, some experience of beatitude happened. That is not moksha. That's also important to understand. There are people who are sad. Said 10 days I was in samadhi, I didn't know what is happening. So you have not become any wiser. You had an experience. And you are trying to put in a few systems into place where others can get the same experience. Yeah, that can be done. That can be done. Big deal about it. Those of you are attending the Taittiriya, I showed no, certain meditation there. Experientially you will come. But that is not moksha. Why? The experience is superimposed on ajnanam, ignorance. Ignorance is continuing, quietly sitting. And the ego is having a big laugh. Dekha na? Isko kaisa mama bana diya. How I made a fool out of him. He thinks he's a wise man. I am sitting in his heart as a wise man. Ahankara is still there. Okay. Aradhakaratvam. Okay. Okay. Then there are some other arguments of Tritiya, Shesha, Rupam, etc., where I will have to bring in some arguments from Mimamsa, but I will do that. Okay. I will do that. We will bring in some of the, see some of, in brief, we will see some of the arguments, but not today. Not today. Not next Sunday either. Next Sunday, some of us at least are there in the camp. Some of us are in the camp, so no class. So I will see you all after that. Next Sunday, no class is 25th. Oh, then I will see you on 1st of September. Okay. Yeah. So September we will have first 8:15. Yeah. Okay. So think it over. This is an important section. Think it over. And if there are any questions, come back with it. Okay. Good place to stop. Om Tat Sat.